Hello, everybody, and welcome to the many views of Georgetown 14, where one movie that they are currently showing, which just so happened to break the box office in the best way ever over the weekend, is Jurassic World, the latest sequel to the ever-famous Jurassic Park. Jurassic World takes place about 25 years after the end of the first movie, possibly ignoring the second and third movies, and so this is becoming a straight sequel. Story goes that the park has been open for the last 10 years, but attendance is starting to dip again. In need of a new attraction, they genetically created a new type of dinosaur, taking genes from other dinosaurs and possibly other animals. This new dinosaur is able to escape and outwit many of its attackers, and just causes mayhem all over the island. At the same time, there are the two nephews of the woman who runs the whole park that are lost, and there's a subplot about the raptors that are able to somewhat take orders from the character that Chris Pratt plays. Now, I really did enjoy this movie. The acting was quite well done all around. The sets were quite amazing, and so were the special effects for the dinosaurs. I liked the story. Even the little subplots that were going along with it fit into it quite well. The writing was mostly well done. A few little hiccups here and there. There's plenty of new things here, a bit of old, and some callbacks. Some nitpicks I had was that one of the youngest of the two nephews, in his room at the beginning of the movie, you see that he has toys everywhere, but they're all like sort of these 1950s or 60s novelty toys. Real old style rockets or blocky type of robots that you wind up and walk around. I think that the toy that was even slightly closest to the generation that we live in was a old snow speeder toy from a Star Wars movie. Another thing about the young actor is another scene that he had where he starts to have a little breakdown while at the park about his parents getting divorced. While the whole time before and even the scene right after that he appears in, there shows no resemblance of him worrying about that or talking about it at all. I guess you could say that the reason that he's so fascinated with dinosaurs at this park is that he's trying to not think about the whole divorce, but I kind of really believe that it was just bad writing that wasn't handled well. Sure, the kid's family might have some troubles, but this is the only scene that they even talk about or even hint at. The older brother is playing the I'm a teenager so I don't care kind of guy, so I didn't really have much problems with him because he was playing his role and he was doing pretty good as a big brother and as just being a victim in all of this. One thing that I didn't really care that he did was that while they were driving a ball around looking at dinosaurs, he just drives it directly into a dinosaur instead of away from them. And yet later he drives a Jeep just fine. How am I supposed to believe that he could drive a Jeep when he can't even drive a ball? And speaking of the ball, one of the most unfunny and very annoying scenes in the movie is a little video of Jimmy Fallon talking about how fancy those special little ball field goals are. I just can't stand that guy. He's not funny, and this was annoying, and in fact, it was pretty pointless. Talk about how indestructible the ball is and how nothing can go wrong while in it, right before every single thing that could go wrong did, that he said it couldn't, so that scene could have just been cut out. I'm sure that he's just in there because he did some sort of promo spot for the movie. Gotta say, Jimmy Fallon, not the best late night talk show host you could have picked. I mean, while they're still filming this, David Letterman wasn't retired yet, so they could have easily got him. Or hell, they probably even got him right now that he is. Could have phoned in the whole scene. For the past couple weeks, the temperature has been in the middle of the high 80s, but I gotta say that thankfully, while I was watching this great movie to get my blood pumping, at the AC at Georgetown 14 was able to keep me nice and cool. On a bright spot of the movie is that the actor B.D. Wong returns as his character as a doctor from the very first Jurassic Park movie. He does play a slightly bigger role in this, as he has more than just a couple of lines and you see him for a minute. In Jurassic World, he actually has conversations with some of the main characters, and what he does impact the movie. Sort of way, it kind of makes you wish that the movie was a bit more about him. Now, as much as I enjoyed this movie, that you should be warned that this is not like the first movie very much at all. There might be a few wow and amazing moments, yes, but this whole movie is really just a scare fest with lots of action and very mild bits of gore. Jurassic World is the Jurassic Park as the movie Aliens is the movie Alien. Really a different type of tone and also how it's played out. Speaking of aliens, there's like a scene or two where it's pretty much like from the movie Aliens, where groups of armed people go up against the new dinosaur that's running amok, while people in the control room watches as they also get slaughtered, either by the little heart signals going out or watching what happens on their cameras on their equipment. There was some product placement in this movie, but I don't think it wasn't really too bad. The older of the two kids wears the Beat headphones for a minute. See Chris Pratt drink a Coke out of a glass bottle. The way he was holding it, you could just only make out a few of the letters of the Coca-Cola words. Jimmy Buffett's margarita restaurants are there. I'm sure that all the cars are some sort of brand. I just forget what they were because I'm not a car guy. And there was one or two other products that slip in mind. I think they were food. There's another scene while the two main characters are out looking for the boys and also trying to keep out of sight from the big bad dinos, where they come across a dying dinosaur. The way that they shoot it sort of like implies to the whole Triceratops scene from the original Jurassic Park. It's just that it's at this point in the movie that they know that people are dying. There's a monster on the loose killing everything. They're looking for these two boys, and they take 2 whole minutes just to cuddle this dinosaur that's bleeding to death as it's dying. Then they see that there's like about a dozen more dead over the hill. That's another scene that could have easily been placed at a different spot of the movie, or just maybe not have it in it, or maybe not have it in there at all. Many, possibly all the dinosaurs from the first movie do appear in this one, along with a few new ones. Very minor hiccups in this movie for me. I enjoyed it quite a bit from beginning to end. Definitely worthy of Jurassic Park name, considering it's just called Jurassic World. But just gotta keep an eye out for the kids when you take them. Sure, there's plenty of good-looking dinosaurs and some action, but there is the factor of gore, violence, and mild adult language. Not too much cussing, just a few points where they actually stuck out. The movie does leave a door open for a sequel, but thankfully there's no sequel bait or cliffhanger at the end. So in case they don't make a sequel, this movie just sort of just ends quite well. Jurassic Park fans, this is a must-see, especially if you've seen the Jurassic Park Lost World and Jurassic Park 3, then you gotta see this one, wash the taste of those two movies out of your mouth.